even in this boring market. And yes, it is probably the most boring price action we have seen the entire cycle. I mean, we're literally just hovering in these mid 80,000 levels for Bitcoin. Altcoins are really doing nothing of note. And there are still ways to dig deep into this market and make money now and for future ROI. So in this video, I'm going to go over things that I'm currently doing in this market, not only farming airdrops, but right now it is definitely Ponzi season. Ponzi games are going crazy right now, and people are making money in these ecosystems. So in this video, I'm going to dive into what I'm doing as far as future airdrop accrual, as far as getting as much credit towards future airdrops as possible, but also the games that I'm diving into and how I am taking profits out systematically. So let's go ahead and jump into it, guys. Like the video down below and subscribe to the channel for more every single day and every week here on In the Game. We have you covered from crypto gaming, AI, meme coins, RWA, and more right here on In the Game. So smash that subscribe button down below. As well, a big shout out to our sponsors here on In the Game. We have some incredible sponsors from 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪, Cradle Games, Medieval Empires, as well as our exchange partners. You can check out 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗀 down below in the description. In my opinion, the best centralized exchange to place long, shorts, and always reliable whenever it comes to getting your withdrawals, which has always been an issue in the past with some of these major centralized exchanges. You can check out 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 down below in the description. Like I said, no KYC. That is a really good solution for US investors. Now let's jump into it, guys. As I mentioned, this market is about as boring as we've seen all year. Like, for the most part, the volatility's been there, and for the most part, like, the upwards or downwards price action has at least been entertaining to see, and it's kept us on our toes. But right now, literally Bitcoin on the 30 days is down 0.01%. On the 7 days, we're up 2%. On the daily, we're down 0.6%. It's just, this is a choppy market, to say the least. And, you know, you might not see a lot of opportunity here when you're scrolling through different altcoins. And whenever I filter on the daily, you know, we see a few coins doing pretty well. We see 𝗏 bouncing a little bit, up 6% on the day and the week. We see other coins like 𝗪𝗏 up 5%. We see Beam up a couple of percentage. But right now, altcoins are really doing nothing, and so is Bitcoin. So where are there money-making opportunities in this market? We're going to dive in top to bottom in this video. I'm not going to waste your time. We're going to jump right into the action here on things that I'm farming as far as airdrops, and also things I'm actively putting money into and trying to take out maximum profits at the same time. So let's jump into it. So first and foremost, there's three categories I'm going to dive in here. Number one is just crypto gaming overall. There are a lot of opportunities in crypto gaming out there right now for you to just jump into and get pieces of a prize pool, be a future airdrop, or be able to just earn and able to sell those assets later on. So we're going to talk about crypto gaming. We're going to talk about airdrop protocols that I'm farming at this moment in time. Yes, it is going to be low ROI right now, but while the market's boring, you should spend some time in these emerging ecosystems to make sure you qualify for these later on whenever these things do go live. And then on top of that, we have Ponzi games. Now, this is going to be the most risk on in this whole video, but to be honest, like, I'll go over the psychology of why people lean towards Ponzi-nomics during times of uncertainty in the market. So let's start with crypto gaming. So in crypto gaming right now, there are really a ton of opportunities for you to jump in and make money. Number one, we see Cambria, which is a game on the abstract ecosystem. So this actually checks two boxes, two main boxes here, because first of all, I'm farming abstract XP like no other. I'm placing transactions. I'm playing around inside of Bitcoin. I'm playing around inside of on-chain heroes, Cambria. And right now, Cambria has $1 million prize pool just for jumping in and taking place inside this game. Like, you can jump in, play this game, complete some tasks, level up, and you're just accruing points and accruing credit towards this $1 million prize pool. It is an on-chain MMO built around PvP, PvE, skilling, trading, and other player-driven economics. It is a risk-to-earn type of game, okay? It is for people basically who loved RuneScape and World of Warcraft, grinding gold. It's a high-risk trading economy. Like, this game is definitely tapping into the degen side, as well as, now I wouldn't call it the casino, but more so like it's a very risky ecosystem as far as the game loop goes. But there is $1 million prize pool out there for you right now, and you can see here, there's more time played, and that is more potential upside for you as the player. So this is right now on Abstract, and you can also participate on Ronin. But personally speaking, I've been participating on Abstract. I think there's more upside there because there is a future airdrop accruing in the background for people that are using Abstract. So that is number one, the $1 million prize pool going on with Cambria, which is on the Abstract network. And you check 2 boxes there. You're able to go in there, get a piece of that prize pool. But on top of that, you're earning Abstract XP in the background, which I think is key. Number 2 in crypto gaming, we actually have Treeverse. So this is a game by 𝗪𝗪𝗪. It's actually really hyped right now. They are on the Immutable network. They are one of the flagship games on Immutable. And Treeverse Season 1 is launching on April 19th. So literally tomorrow, as I'm recording this, it is Friday. You should see this on your feed on Friday, April 18th. And this goes live on April 19th. You can earn END, IMX, and MON, which is the Pixel MON token. Packs, boosts, and exclusive crowns are also for sale. And 𝗪𝗪𝗪 goes over here. There's a 30-day prize pool with 2.76% of the total END supply. This is the 𝗕𝗟𝗢𝗙𝗀𝗀𝗀 token, which is the parent company over Treeverse. So you literally just can go in, buy about a $5 NFT, which is a 2x boost for rewards. And if you own a timeless plot or NFT tree and connect your wallet, you do not need to purchase anything. So you will have a chance at the prize pool here on iOS. It's on desktop, it's on Android. You can jump in here and start participating on the 19th, and there will be more guidelines as we actually see this roll out. But there is going to be a pretty good percentage of the total token supply here, and I do think that 𝗕𝗟𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 token / the Treeverse token is going to be a pretty solid launch whenever this goes live. So for me, this is definitely something I'm going to also be participating in, because like I said, guys, look at this market right now that we are in. There is really not a lot of opportunity when the chart over a month period of time just looks like this. I mean, chopping up and down, if not just completely trading sideways. Like every video we've come on for the last week, 83K, 84K, 84K. It's just been very boring. So this is the time to actually take part in some of these ecosystems like Cambria. Like I said, there's $1 million on the line right now and climbing. The more people and the more in-game spend that goes through this economy right now, that prize pool is actually still rising. And then we see stuff like Treeverse with their upcoming Season 1 with almost 3% of their token supply on the line, as well as 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗀 and Pixel MON tokens. And you get bonuses if you are an NFT holder inside of the ecosystem. So right now in crypto gaming, there is a lot of opportunity, and I haven't even gotten into the later of this video where we talk about the Ponzi games, which people are really making money on in this market. And then third for crypto gaming is off the grid. You guys know we've talked about off the grid quite a bit here on this channel. Their mainnet does go live really in the next week. That is the estimated timeline, and you'll be able to then trade your assets and be able to make money off of the progress that you have made as far as your inventory inside of off the grid. So there's a lot of opportunities going on right now inside of gaming. We also have 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 coming out with some stuff soon. I can't really tease this too much, but I have been talking to the team. Another great opportunity with the best game on Abstract. I will be honest, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 is going to be the best game that has been released on the Abstract chain. So you're going to be able to earn Abstract XP and play 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, which is just a very solid game at the end of the day. So gaming is looking up. I think that right now is a great time to be digging in to some of these ecosystems and trying to compete for these airdrops and prize pools. And at the end of the day, I think that gaming will be trending upwards whenever we do see altcoins start to move. And then the second thing is I'm farming protocols. Like I've said, I'm farming Abstract, things like Cambria, Bitcoin, on-chain heroes, things like what I just talked about with, upcoming 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, everything like that. You accrue Abstract XP towards your airdrop. Every activity, every dollar of volume you place through trades, it all adds up towards Abstract XP, which will go towards a future airdrop. But on top of that, I think one that's pretty slept on is Sophon. So Sophon, it kind of is in that beam merit circle type of circle of products. And Sophon, I think they have so much liquid here. And I think for the participants who have locked up money on their platform or who are using the OS or just jumping in and utilizing their platform, I do think the Sophon airdrop is going to be quite substantial. And I don't think enough people are talking about this. Look, Beam, Merit Circle, their parent company, who is tied into SoFi in some sort of ways, they have some of the biggest treasuries in the entire crypto space. And it's not from fundraisers. And they did just sell $75 million of nodes. And a lot of these reward accruals are going to go back to node holders in the Beam ecosystem. I know SoFi is going to also get airdropped out to Beam nodes as well. So to me, I think participating on SoFi, get your account set up. Maybe lock up some TVL inside some of their pools, get some of these apps and go in and jump in, try them out as well. You get a streak every single time that you log in here. So for me, I think SoFi is definitely underrated and is one that I am also farming. I was really getting into the Monad, just doing testnet transactions. I have slowed down there. I just think there's way more opportunity right now on Abstract and on SoFi and spending time in these games and these ecosystems that have current and future rewards, whereas Monad right now is just kind of a skeleton product with a testnet live. I just haven't really dug into it. I really haven't digged what I'm digging into, if that makes sense. I'm not digging it too much, right? So for me, I'm spending a lot more time in these gaming ecosystems as well as Abstract, and I have locked up some liquidity on SoFi, and I'm excited to see as a Beam node holder as well how this plays out in this market. And just an honorable mention here is a pre-sale on Avalanche. I would absolutely at least apply for it, which is 𝗂𝗏𝗏. One of the founders here, Ghost, is a really respected founder inside of the AI space and in Avalanche. So I think this is worth an application. If you have not signed up or done the pre-sale application for 𝗂𝗏𝗏, you could call it 𝗂𝗏𝗏. It is an AI coin on Avalanche. I would absolutely go check this out. All of these pre-sales on Avalanche over the last couple of months have done pretty well, from Wink, Ket, to Blub, etc. So I do think this could be a money-making opportunity if you are to get an approval in this ecosystem. And now let's jump into the most fun of the bunch, okay? And this is what I'm spending the most time on in this market at this point in time. And we're gonna go over the psychology of this as well, because there's a reason people lean towards risk on degen, Ponzi-nomic style ecosystems in a market filled with uncertainty. So let's jump into it. So historically speaking, for these Ponzi style games, they do the best whenever people feel like there's not a lot of money-making opportunity amidst the market conditions. And like we said with this Bitcoin chart, like we say with all these major charts, the altcoin scene is just not providing ROI. And at any time with the market, people want that feeling of upside. And the market's not providing that unless you are a super savvy trader who has a setup or whatever the case is that you just love, even in a market of uncertainty where Bitcoin is just consolidating between 83 and 85K for what feels like an endless amount of time. You really aren't having that much of an edge in the market by trading unless, like I said, you are an expert. So in these types of markets, people love flowing towards degen ecosystems. So the psychology behind bear markets, and this is Ed, he used to work with Avalanche, now he works with SoFi, really respected guy in the ecosystem. Look at where attention flows in bear market behaviors. RWA slot machines and speculative games like Bitcoin, like on-chain heroes, DeFi dungeons, all in the pursuit of big returns. During slow declines in traditional assets, our brains naturally seek volatility and opportunity. So even though these games that I'm about to talk about are extremely risky, like at this point, if you're not in on day one or day two, and one of these is day two, so there could be a little opportunity here, and really the entry fee and entry cost of this ecosystem is pretty low, so we'll talk about that in just a second. Unless you're super early, it's not even worth getting into because you're going to get wrecked. But bear markets reveal a key insight about user experience is people want more than just utility. They crave narrative, community, and the promise of growth. So the psychology behind when the market was crashing in 2022, at the end of the bull market of 2021, we saw 𝗕𝗫𝗁, we saw 𝗪𝗏𝗏 doing very well. We've seen during times of market turmoil that Ponzi games where you start adding up in your head like, oh, I can make X amount per day, X amount per week, and X amount per year. Wow, this could be like my big unlock inside of crypto. But we all know these things don't last. So when you're getting involved with anything that I'm about to talk about, please go in with the mentality that this will end up at zero and you should not sink all of your eggs into these baskets. But there are 3 places right now you could be accruing pretty nice yield for the entry fee and the entry cost that it requires. So number 1 is DeFi dungeons. And I'm going in order actually of the ROI. So right now, DeFi Dungeons is technically the lowest ROI of the bunch. It really reminds me of DeFi Kingdoms. You send your heroes on quests, they come back with loot, you take them to the tavern, and then you sell the loot for gold, which is the in-game currency inside of DeFi Dungeons. These are the founders of 𝗏𝗏𝗏, and 𝗏𝗏𝗏 actually did very well. It was also kind of like a Ponzi-nomics, on-chain, very risky type of ecosystem, and they just hit their 2-year anniversary. They're actually still kicking at this point in time. So the devs and the people behind DeFi Dungeons know how to maintain an ecosystem long term. So DeFi Dungeons is on Solana. It's very DeFi Kingdoms-esque, but the ROI is pretty low. So in this one, you would want to level up your heroes, send them out on quests, sell your loot, and just continue that loop. Like level up, go on quests, sell, and try to ROI as quickly as possible. Although if you just own a hero or a couple of heroes, the ROI is definitely not very high. But there are people out here making about $270 per day in this ecosystem. Now, this is a whale inside of the ecosystem. So as you can see, even some of the biggest holders are really only getting like $270 per day, which is fantastic in this market. I want to point that out. However, this is probably the one that if you have not a lot in Solana or not a lot that you want to risk inside of these ecosystems, I don't think DeFi Dungeons is the one for you, because I think that the ROI versus the spend isn't going to add up unless you have more capital to disperse into this ecosystem. I am participating here. I have about 20 DeFi Dungeons heroes, and I am just sending them on that loop that I just mentioned. Questing, level up, sell the loot, repeat. So that is really the strategy that I have been rolling with here on DeFi Dungeons. Number 2 is Bitcoin. I do think this one is coming to a little bit of an end. We talked about this one last week. It's kind of like a Bitcoin mining type of thing. They have like macro strategy with Michael Baylor. It's like based off the Bitcoin economics and white paper, but this one has fell from $16 to $4. I'm not going to say it's over. There are people still printing in this economy. I still have my miners. They're doing okay at this point in time, but the ROI has definitely diminished over the course of time. But the main thing here was for people who got in early, absolutely crushed it, which leads me to the third and final Ponzi game that I am participating in right now, and that is Dungeons of Fortune. So this one actually released just yesterday, and currently, as far as the entry price to this ecosystem, I mean, the floor price is only 0.017 Ethereum, which adds up to about 30 something dollars per NFT here. And all you really have to do is send them on quests and you start earning coins, which is the native currency. Then you smelt the coins. So you're like, you know, kind of like welding / melting these types of coins in the ecosystem, you know, theoretically. And that is your yield accrual. So at this point in time, on this wallet, for example, my 10,000 coins that I am currently smelting, plus my claimable coins, if we go to the coins chart, which is sitting at about 4.5 cents, that 11,000 smelting coins is about $500 USD. And that would be, you know, you could probably earn a little more than this just off of this, because if you see, some of these coins will unlock in the next 2 hours, the next 7 hours, the next 14 hours, 22 hours, and 45 hours, just depending on the rarity here between common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, and boss. And it's the same kind of thing here. So right now, my current smelt is going to earn me about $500. I know some people out there that are making $2,500 in a day. I know people who are making $10,000 in a day, but this is super risky, and it is day 2 of this economy. But literally, it's as simple as accumulate heroes. The mint was yesterday for $50, and now they're on Magic Eden here for 0.017 Ethereum, which is dirt cheap to enter this ecosystem. And really, if you are aggressive in your strategy, look, I'll be completely honest. I'm selling everything that I earn in this game. There's no reason for me to think that this will last long term. So with my heroes, I'm just max farming. I'm sending them out to the dungeons. I'm sending them to make sure that I'm getting maximum ROI. And for me, I've participated in enough of these Ponzi games to understand that, look, no matter what, I'm going to sell 90% of every token that I earn in this game, and I'll sink a little bit back into the ecosystem for a little bit of compound effect. But look, you need to protect your downside in these Ponzi style games, and that's the end of the day. Like you have to look out for yourself, because you don't want to be the one that's just getting rinsed back into the Ponzi every single time and you're reinvesting everything that you earn, because that's how you really get wrecked in these types of ecosystems. Typically, these types of things last at the heights, and like the Degen, euphoria, oh, we're earning so much. These things typically last less than 2 weeks. So we are on day 2 here. I do think if you have, look, 0.1 ETH to throw, you could buy 5 heroes and get started in this game right away. So I do think this is probably the best opportunity, as it is the freshest opportunity. However, it is just as risky as DeFi dungeons. It's just as risky as Bitcoin, but this is the highest current ROI thing going on in the market right now. Obviously, airdrop accrual is great for the future, but we don't know when these protocols like Sophon or Abstract are going to TGE, okay? We don't know exactly when the Cambria TGE is going to go out and you get that rewards pool. We don't know the timeline on some of these different things. What we do know is these games are here right now, so if you have a little bit of liquidity to sink into them, you can definitely make some ROI if you're aggressive. Do not be, I don't want to, use the term, do not be the schmuck that's just putting all your earnings back into these ecosystems, because you are the prime time customer for the person who, like me, is telling you straight up, I'm selling everything that I'm earning, other than, if you see here on the side, you have about 942 coins in my wallet, because like I said, I have been selling. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. And at the end of the day, you can jump in here, and for like 200 coins, you have to keep some coins. That's how you send some of your heroes to the market. But as you can see here, I'm waiting on availability for a lot of my heroes here. So we'll see. I do think this could last a couple of days. However, with all of these games, they will go to zero. I'm just going to preface that right now. But this is some of the most degen opportunities in the market right now. And I just presented you with everything that some of the highest level participants in crypto gaming, as well as just the entire space are participating in right now. So don't hate the player, hate the game, because in bear markets, like Ed Chang's tweet that we just went over, the psychology leans into dopamine, quick hits, and quick gains. And that is what we are doing right now to maximize this boring time in the market before we see either another leg up or another leg down. So like I said, don't hate the player, hate the game. I know that these games are absolutely terrible at the end of the day, right? Like they're just copy paste DeFi wrapped in a game. And we did complain about this a lot, but at the same time, like, this is where the money's flowing, and attention is everything. And mindshare right now is living on on-chain Ponzi games. So that's what we're doing at this point in time. So in this video, we gave you everything from crypto gaming opportunities with Cambria, crypto gaming opportunities across the board with Off the Grid, Treeverse Season 1 coming out tomorrow. We showed you some of the protocols we're farming airdrops, and also 3 games that I have been actively farming as far as Ponzi-nomics crypto games. So guys, like the video down below. Are you participating in any of these ecosystems? And like I said, I'll say it again, don't hate the player, hate the game. This is what's being presented to us at this point in time, and we have to make the most of it. So I'll keep you guys updated on all of these ecosystems that we talked about in this video on our video to start this upcoming week. You guys have a great weekend. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys on the next one. As always, play well, my friends, and of course, stay bullish, my friends.